Hello. Did I think I just pulled an Omar? Hey, everybody. It's Emmy. How is everybody? We are back for lizard people. Let me turn up my volume. Gelth, are you there? Can you hear me, Gelth?
Yep, okay, I get you now. Sorry, for some weird reason it was being a laggy little bitch.
Oh, okay. Well, how are you doing?
Doing good, just relaxing, weekend off and yeah, just relaxing, having fun, looking after myself.
Oh, good.
By the way, you missed a really interesting part of the live chat earlier. When you mentioned about your story with inappropriate stuff being said, I had an incident with one of the very first, no, it was the second nursing home that I worked at. Um, yeah, involving a patient, some lipstick put in the wrong set of lips, and cardboard being used in between the lips to try and guide the lipstick make. And yeah, it was a complete and utter mess. I still
Sounds like
couldn't
a
get it
mess.
today. So yeah, and the fact that her daughter was there, like her daughter came in, um, like and noticed and brought it to my attention because I was the nurse on duty looking after a mum. Yeah, that was kind of fun, wasn't it? Yeah,
And
I still turn red over the whole thing. It's pretty hilarious. And like I still remember the daughter's name, and like when I left, I remember being given the biggest bag of linked chocolates I could possibly find. I was given some other stuff because the mother had just died as well. So some of the
oh,
stuff they get like going, well, you're moving to Queensland. You can here, take all this. So yeah. I still cringe over that. I still can't eat Lindt chocolates now because of it.
healthcare is a very cringe-worthy industry, and
Yep.
I, I swear, I think I'm a prude, but I am shocked like every single time. I'm like, that just okay. Like, what did you say? Like, I shouldn't even like question anything.
Yeah, as I said, most of it's when they have that lucid moment, and that lucid moment starts to spark is usually starts to fade. That's when the fun usually happens, and it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go take myself over here because I don't really want to be involved in that one. It's like, yeah, but considering I was still only a fairly fresh nurse at the time, it's like, what do I do? This has just been thrown onto my lap to deal with, and like as you said, yeah, it's one of those things you've got to learn to deal with, and you did the right thing. Your preceptor's done the right thing. If it does get out of hand again, then obviously escalate. But yeah, at this point in time, I still only just cringe and kind of like shake my head at the whole situation.
Yeah, that you just gotta consider context and be the bigger person. You don't have to play into things. Um, and and yeah, and in Blake Lively's case, she just takes a mile when it wasn't even necessary. And interesting about Blake Lively, I did not find any paranormal stories related to her, including lizard people, and I thought she would be on the list.
Well, she's on everyone else's list at the moment, so freaking that's a surprise. Well,
Uh,
so
and
so one
and
of her
and yes,
um
she is on the
yeah.
list. Ryan Reynolds is also on the list, but
Al-
to be fair,
Also, one of
and
his
so that we
investors
don't
for
get subpoenaed. Well, to be fair, and that we don't get subpoenaed, she was like the host of parties, and like Chanel and other people were throwing the parties, were in charge of the guest list. Blake Lively was just to, again, show her presence.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
but I think they were using Blake kind of like they were using Amber, and there are allegations of trafficking with Amber Heard too. So I think part of that was going on as well. But don't forget, Ryan, one of his Wrexham backers, one of the new ones, is also linked into the Epstein files too. And personally, if Blake wants to come after me while I'm in Australia, well, guess what, love? I'm out of your jurisdiction. Australia's just going to tell you to go sit on it and rotate. So I don't care.
Well, I have to care a little.
I know it's your channel and all, but if they come after one of the guests, then that'll be even more fun.
All right. So, have you heard about the lizard people?
Yes, mainly in conjunction with Queen Elizabeth and the royal line lineage, I should say.
So explain what you know? I would love to hear it.
Okay, so the way I understand it is all the people that are from the royal family, and this is just not the English royalty. It's all the ones they're connected to, like in Germany, France, and Austria, or wherever they're all from. They're all connected through a one bloodline that is supposedly to have the reptilian DNA, and yeah, it still runs true through Queen Elizabeth's side. But yeah, it's just one of those prevailing theories that everyone knows about but doesn't really know much about it. That is why I left that particular bomb in your pocket to go and have fun with.
Yeah, there definitely is a seemingly point person behind the lizard people theory. I did find some articles, and let me start with this one. Is from lancerspoint.sjvhs.com, and I'll put it in the chat after I'm done reading it. But it says the conspiracy of reptile rule, and this was dated April 12th, 2022. Could you imagine a world in which lizard aliens were disguised as the most distinguished members of human society? Barack Obama, Madonna, Katy Perry, Bill Clinton, Angelina Jolie, and more of your favorite celebrities are not humans, but lizards from outer space that rule over the masses. While possibly millions of Americans champion this idea, posited by the reptilian conspiracy theory. Back in April 2013, public policy polling surveyed 1,247 registered voters on their beliefs regarding various conspiracy theories. PPP found that 4% of the participants believed shape shifting reptiles ruled the world by adapting a human form and gaining power. The results of the survey was applied to the 2013 US population and presented the answer of a whopping 12 million Americans that believed in the theory. Likely millions of Americans back the reptilian conspiracy theory, but how did it rise to such prominence? Former BBC Sports reporter David, I'm going to butcher names. I'm so sorry just ahead of time. Ike, Ike advocated the theory in 1998 after publishing The Biggest Secret, his first book, which contained interviews from two Brits who claimed the royal family were reptiles with crowns. Ike claimed that the lizard claws have gripped humankind since ancient times. He even named the lizards as the masterminds of secret societies such as the Freemasons and the Illuminati. We need to dig into the Freemasons because I haven't heard a lot about them. Side note, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'll
Uh,
continue.
my my
What?
grandfather and my grandfather and my great grandfather were both Freemasons, and my mother is the female version, Order of the Star or whatever it's called.
Oh, do you have, can like anybody join? Or is it like you have to be someone special?
I I don't know. All I know is that on my grandfather's grave, I'm not sure if it's my grandfather's grave, but I definitely know on my great grandfather's grave, the Freemason symbol is there.
Oh, okay. Well, we have something to talk about later. Okay, the reptilian conspiracy theory garnered popularity thanks to social media such as YouTube. On March 19, 2013, a YouTube video was posted with shots of American President Obama's Secret Service agents claiming they were lizards. The video showing footage recorded during Obama's March 4th, 2013 speech to the American Israel Public Affairs Committee was viewed over 3 million times. Theories differ on how to identify a lizard person. According to some theorists, certain qualities distinguish a lizard person from a real person. Green eyes. Oh, that's me. Okay. Satisfactory eyesight. Not me. And hearing. Totally not me. Red hair. Me. A love of space. Me. And low blood pressure. Also me. Are all telltale signs. So I am half lizard person. Can you
Okay,
relate?
I got a quick question. That
Uh
video
huh.
they're saying the one about the Obama guard, is that was that from the bald headed guy that they were saying something about his arm looked really weird, like looked like he had a fake arm attached, and there was something really suspicious about that. Like in one of the speeches, they assumed he was carrying like a submachine gun under his jacket, and there's like a fake arm coming out of his out of the coat that he was wearing. I
Oh,
heard something to do with that and something else. It was really, really bizarre.
I have not heard of that, but that's interesting. I'll have to look into that. Email me that story or like whatever source you have.
I'll have to try and find it,
Okay.
but I'll
So
make a
so
note of it.
so are you a lizard person according to this theory?
No,
Oh.
I've got blue eyes, which comes from that Star Child thing that we're talking about. Um, but yeah, I don't have green eyes.
Well, my eyes change color. So they go from like anywhere to green to gray to blue to brown. So maybe I have green
That's
eyes sometimes. I have green eyes when I'm crying.
I know my eyes tend to go darker if I'm angry or annoyed, but yeah, it's I'm wondering. But with the lizard people, because your thing says they come from outer space. There is
Yeah.
actually two theories on that. One is outer space from, let's see if I can remember correctly, Arcturians or something similar to that. They live up near the belt of Orion. The other is, of course, when um, when the dinosaurs were wiped out, some still survived, but they um, started to evolve and became lizard people that way.
Mm.
So, yeah.
According to Wikipedia, it says some conspiracy theorists espousing the extraterrestrial hypotheses claim they either come from Dra- Draco constellation or the Orion constellation or are allies with nefarious extraterrestrials from the Orion constellation. And then others claim they're interdimensional. I cannot even say that. Coming from another
Interdimensional.
interdimensional. Okay, coming from another universe or dimension, or okay, alien abduction, according to Wikipedia. Alien abduction narratives sometimes allege contact with reptilian creatures. One of the earliest reports was that of Ashland, Nebraska police officer Herbert Shermer, who under
If
hypnosis.
that's hold on, if that's the all the Carolina or the ore swamp encounter, I've actually got
No,
that pulled up. That ooh, you have. Oh
it's
wait,
not. It's Nebraska.
Nebraska. Okay, so I don't
Yeah.
know my American geography that well, but
Oh
is that the
no.
one where
So
where the guy
so
was claiming
South.
a lizard man was chasing him?
Uh huh. So this
Oh
is um
wait, there has
Nebraska's
actually
like.
there has actually been an update to that case. They went back years later and went back with everything. Turns out it was a deformed uh, what do you call it? The freaking invasive pest that's in Florida. The iguana that had
Oh,
like a chop. They said it was a iguana with a chopped off tail. They actually got to the bottom of that one.
oh yeah, I heard about that story. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So this one is an alien abduction in
Mm.
Nebraska, which is in the middle of the United States, and then South Carolina is on the east coast of the United States. But according to Wikipedia, Officer Shermer, under hypnosis, recalled being taken aboard a UFO in 1967 by humanoid beings with a slightly reptilian appearance, who wore a winged serpent emblem on the left side of their chests. And skeptics consider his claims to be a hoax.
Yeah, that,
Um,
that sounds kind of hoax, but it kind of fits in with if they've got a winged serpent, that would mean they'd be the reptilians from the Draco system, and just
uh,
because Draco is dragon.
oh, dragon.
Yeah,
Why are the aliens nefarious?
not
That
all
worries
collision. Sorry, I mean, go.
Oh no. Like, why are they nefarious? Why are they bad? Uh, what else do we got
Not
for?
not all are bad. I'd say a lot of the aliens that come to Earth are the redneck variety of aliens because they're the ones that are always going to the where the rednecks and picking them up and anal probing them. They're just here for shits and giggles. As for the other ones, well, yeah,
Well, that's pretty unfair. Why can't everybody have an equal opportunity of an alien abduction?
yeah. I like I've seen. Oh, seeing how we're going to go down that path quickly. I have actually seen a UFO. Um, I've
Oh
seen a
really?
couple. Yes. Where I live, or where I lived as a kid, I lived in a little suburb of the Sutherland Shire in New South Wales in Australia. Now, where I lived, we had a road because, well, this is just before we moved to this particular suburb. We lived at a place called Campbelltown, which is when we do ghost stories. I've got the ghost story of Fisher's Ghost, which is a well-known ghost story in Campbelltown. Um, so we used to travel. There's a road called crap. It's the road going from Campbelltown to Heathcote. I think it's called Heathcote Road. It's really long, narrow, winding, and cuts through the valley and the little mountain range. Now, as you hit the bottom of the valley, just as you're starting to come up towards the Shire, the on the left hand side where the little river lake thing is, not so much lake river, and all the foresty thing is. Now, I have had this confirmed by my mother. I was not the only one that. Well, I wasn't the only one that didn't see it that night. The huge cigar-shaped craft was there. Now, so from what I've read, going back through alien stories and all that kind of stuff, that is not the we're not the only people to have seen it. It's been reported from the 60s. Like I will admit that area is very beautiful, very rugged, of Australia, but it's also if you follow the road out, you can go to like the Lucas Heights reactor and all that, which is interesting.
Oh. So
I would have loved to.
do you think it's
Hmm?
aliens visiting our nuclear technology?
Well, where this particular encounter was, it was far enough away, but I don't know what they would have been looking for in that patch of area. Like I've gone through, I've actually hiked through there when I was a scout growing up. That became like that particular area became my stomping ground, the same as the Royal National Park. Um, yeah, it's just beautiful terrain, nothing there unless they were restocking on water or something. I don't know. It was just one of those weird blink and miss things because it was like really late at night. Yeah.
Wow. Huh. So chat, has anybody seen any UFOs or anything unusual in the sky? I have not seen any UFOs, but I was driving home from college and I was driving through wine country and it's all open and I saw like a shooting star, right? But it looked like a big giant comet and you could tell when it hit the atmosphere because it went from yellow. No, did it go from yellow to green or green to yellow? Either went from yellow to green or green to yellow. And then you
I'm pretty
saw it
pretty sure it's later green.
and then you saw it like explode like out of like nowhere and then come to find out it hit somebody's house.
Damn.
Um and it destroyed it and it of course caught on fire. I think it was like a manufactured home. But yeah, it was the wildest thing I've ever saw and I was so excited that I saw it and I'm really disappointed that my boys didn't see it, but it was like I felt like a once in a lifetime thing. It was amazing.
Not not really. Like when I used to deliver newspapers and I'd get given the Dayborough Kilcoy run, and because that's out in the country. Like, yeah, we're only like an hour north of Brisbane, but because it's like out in the country, it's away from all the lights and everything. The amount of times I could just stop the car and watch meteorites and comets go past all the time was absolutely amazing. They're far more regular than people actually think. You've just got to go out to an area where you don't have light pollution.
Oh,
Like
that's
even
true.
like I live what was it, about 4 or 5 hours west, dingy little town near St George in Queensland, and there's no light pollution out there whatsoever. You could actually see the Milky Way like clearly. I didn't even need my telescope. It was that bright.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, turn up like in some places it really does take on another worldly like vibe of where we are. That's the joys of Australia. We have everything.
Yes, yes, you do. Yes,
Yeah,
you do.
and apparently, as I showed Khaleesi the other day, we have koalas running around with machetes now.
What? 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 No way. So I've been to the Sydney Zoo where you can hold the koalas,
Yep,
and I heard that they're actually like mean, like naturally mean, and they're not naturally cute and cuddly.
it depends on the quite. Like I've also had that experience where I've gone to um, one of the zoo. I think it was down near the Gold Coast where I did it. A Currumbin Wildlife Sanctuary. That koala didn't like me because at that time I was smoking and I did smell her cigarettes, and she did warn me they are very temperamental when it comes to cigarette smell. So yeah, I kind of like really felt that a little bit, but that's fine.
Oh, interesting. Oh,
Yeah, but it's the same. It's the same with a lot of like the Australian critters. If you know how to approach them, or like if you're in a zoo situation, you won't get attacked. They're actually fairly nice, relaxed. Like the only thing that I like about Currumbin is the amount of lorikeets that come in. Rainbow lorikeets, they're like green, red, yellow, um, blue. They're absolutely gorgeous little birds. And if you go down there at the right time in the afternoon and you just sit there with your hands out with a little bit of feed in them, you will get swarmed. You're talking thousands of these things come in. And Felicity, you're probably right. It probably was personal.
that sounds like a cool experience, though.
Yeah, I've had several really good experiences with that. Like kangaroos growing up, going down to the south coast of New South Wales. Um, there were places you'd stop, like Shelley Beach would always have like kangaroos and whatnot running around. They're wild. You just go out and feed them, and they're like, "Yep, cool," and they just do what they're doing. And yeah, I've also gone out and fed and swum with the dolphins at Tangalooma, which is the island directly across from where I live right now. Um, and I've also done seals. I've fed seals. But
Oh, I don't like.
the only thing is seals, if the trainer goes up and goes, smell that breath, what are the advice? Don't.
I,
Oh, it's freaking rank.
I'm
Like,
sure.
yeah, because you got to do belch, like right when I went in to smell, and all I caught was the smell of like the belch, and yeah, my friend still has the video of it, and no, I'm never going to show it. Yeah, like the fact that I can still smell it in my head all these years later is nuts.
Well, I've played with, um, in Mexico, you can go to like this wildlife sanctuary and you can pet, um, like, um, lions or little tigers, when they're like babies and then like a little bit bigger and then like juveniles. And so me and my late husband, we picked like I don't know, like the bigger than babies but not adolescent group, right? And
Yep.
they will chew on your hand. Like, no joke. This I have a picture of it, and I'll post it. But this tiger was playing with my hand like a cat, like a house cat plays with your hand, right?
Well,
And
they are technically big cats, so yeah, they would do that.
yeah, well, my hand, its mouth is and its teeth are bigger than my fingers. And so, like, the zoo person or whatever was like telling this cat to like not do that, like a house cat. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I should have picked the babies and maybe my hand wouldn't be chewed off by this beautiful kitty cat because it was kind of frightening. I mean, it's my hand and it was in its
It is, but
mouth.
it's also adorable because they're testing their teeth, but they're also not doing it to hurt you. It's more because they want to test their teeth out. But if you really want to watch something really adorable, watch the there's a there's a rescue place in America. The lady has a lot of big cats. Watch her go around and give catnip to like all the big cats and watch their reactions. It's absolutely amazing to think that what happens to normal cats happens to the big cats as well, and the big cats are just like it's like way more adorable.
Aw. Oh, and speaking about adorable, have you heard about is it Ponch Ponchco? The baby orangutan. So I
Is
guess,
that the one?
or is the
Is
baby
that the one that
monkey?
that's the one that they gave the that had lost its mother? They'd given it a a stuffed toy to take around for companionship and to give its love on. It would drag it everywhere until it was old enough, until they were able to put it in with more monkeys, and then it basically dropped the thing, went to the other monkeys adopted it, and yeah.
Yeah, like he was getting that little monkey was rejected by its mama, and I guess it had the little orangutan to keep us company, and he was the little monkey was getting bullied and rejected, and now he's finally accepted. And that was just so adorable, and I love seeing that. I was all gooey
It just goes to
inside when
show
I saw that.
it just goes to show that sometimes animals have more empathy and understanding of the situation than what most humans do.
Yeah, that is very true. Very, very true.
I mean, well, they did the
Well,
experiment back in the what 70s or 60s, I think it was. They put a whole group of human children, like babies, like you're talking not even two. I think they were up to about 2 years old, with a whole heap of baby gorillas and stuff like that, and
uh-huh.
they all just played together. They didn't care. They were like, "You're like us, you're like me, whatever," and yeah. It's only until they grow up are they taught different.
I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. Well, are you available tomorrow for some more paranormal talk?
Yep.
What should
I
we
also
like
do.
dive into
We
next?
we can do whatever, but I also still have a lot of information on the list men too that we can still
Oh,
go over.
go ahead. I want to hear it. That's most of all
Okay.
my stuff that I shared.
Yeah. Okay. So where is that thing that I was looking at first? Okay. So this goes more into what you're saying. That they could come from outer space or they could have generated here on Earth. There are lizardmen and reptilian humanoid mythology appears worldwide, bridging ancient folklore, archaeology, mysteries, and modern cryptozoology. These beings are generally characterized as intelligent, bipedal, and often possessing scales, green or blue skin, and three-toed features, representing forces of wisdom, destruction, or in modern theories, ancient extraterrestrial creatures. Okay, um, so from ancient Mesopotamia, which is Iraq, the Abadi lizardmen, uh, circa 5,500 to 4,000 BCE. So archaeological excavations at Tel Abyad, Ur, and Eridu uncover 7,000-year-old clay figurines depicting anthropomorphic figures with lizard-like heads, almond-shaped eyes, and sometimes helmets and or holding infants. Um, these figures are often linked to the Sumerian god Enki, who is associated with water, wisdom, and in some contexts, serpentine imagery. The Yabadi people practice cranial deformation, which may explain their elongated heads, but the true purposes of these figures remain subject of debate, with theories ranging from fertility gods to ritualistic symbols. Over in Southeast Asia and South Asia, you've got the Nagas. In Hindu and Buddhist mythology, Naga are semi-divine serpent-human hybrid creatures associated with water and treasures. For some reason, it's also got the kappa here, which is Japanese. They really should be in a thing of their own. It says, while often depicted as turtle-like, these mythical, amphibious, intelligent humanoid creatures are sometimes categorized with other lizard serpent humanoid legends, often dwelling in rivers. Now, I do understand a lot of what the kappas were. They're basically salamanders. Some of them do grow to frightful sizes, and there's some that are on the pre-extinction list or whatever it's called, the one where they think they might go exist. So where their habitats are, they're highly looked after, so they don't go extinct. Because I know Jeremy Wade did a episode on that. Uh, in ancient Greece, you have Cecrops, the first king of Athens, described as a serpent from the waist down, symbolizing a connection between the earth and the city states with which was a common, often uh, chthonic, which is like an underworld, earth-rooted theme in local mythology. I'm going to screw this name up. Ophiogenius or Skiratai. There are other examples of reptilian humanoid races appearing throughout the Greek myths. In the Americas, both indigenous and modern folklore, you have the Mesoamerican deities. While not exclusively lizard men in Western sense, the feathered serpent, Quetzalcoatl, Kukulkan, was a major deity, often depicted with both reptilian and in art, sometimes human-like upright or stylized form. Um, the lizard man of Scape or Swamp, which is something I will be doing after this. And the Loveland Frogman, I totally forgot about that, but I will have to bring that up. That one I still shake my head at. I just think that was four guys in a wetsuits coming out of the river, and people mistook them for being frog.
You know, that
In
is
South,
very
yep.
logical. And also for the frogman, I would not count that as part of the lizard people. I think the lizard people are more classically extraterrestrial versus, you know,
Mm.
cryptoid, cryptid, like
Yeah,
earthly cryptid.
like some of the stories that do pop up, there's just something about it that doesn't quite ring true. Like that's why I'm saying with the Frogman one, I believe that was nothing more than people out there hunting with wetsuits on. They had all their gear on, and because it was a late afternoon, early evening when they were spotted, that's a very easy thing to mistake mistake it for. Your brain fills in the gaps when it doesn't understand. Um, okay, so in
Very.
South Africa, you have, yep. Do you want to say something?
Oh no, I was just saying that's very true. How we fill in the gaps, and I think that's true with a lot of the cryptids that we went through, like the giant or the sea monsters, giant octopus, giant squid, and now there's a giant jellyfish. So, like the you know realm of possibilities are there,
It
and so
wouldn't surprise me
yeah.
if there is a giant jellyfish. I mean, we have jellyfish that are basically invisible to the human eye because they're that small. It wouldn't surprise me if something's gone like like massive on the other end of the scale.
Yeah,
Um,
they found
because
one,
that's just absolutely amazing.
right?
Okay, so yep, yep. So we have the South African Intulu. In Zulu folklore, the Intulu are described as human-sized lizard-like creatures that walk on two legs and are said to be dangerous to travelers. Now, I don't know whether I should add modern conspiracy and sci-fi to this, but yeah, it's because it does bring up the reptoids and draconians from David Icke. If I remember correctly, he is like a big conspiracy theorist person. He's one of the biggest. So with a lot of his stuff, it's sort of like the Warrens with the paranormal stuff. A lot of his stuff I'm skeptical about. Um, you've got Serpent Men from Robert Howard. Like considering how bad his other books are, I'd hate to see what that one's like. Also, you've got games like Warhammer that have lizard men. Um, okay, so that's this one done. Uh, okay, get rid of that one. So hold on. Um, so this is from. Uh, I'm just going to spell it because I can't say it. GSEMRINPOCHE.com. Um, it's Creepy Tales of the Lizard Men. Says the mere mention of lizard men conjures creepy images of mutant-like humanoid reptilians. Interestingly, despite possible disapproval from the grammar police, the term lizard man is used interchangeably to refer to a broad spectrum of bipedal hominid-like reptilian creatures, sometimes also referred as Homo subterroctus, which I think is where um, the subterranean ones that live in like the center of the earth and all that come from. Instead of just one specific cryptid. Thus, the reporting sightings of lizardmen vary from scaly humans to large bipedal lizards, small dinosaurs, and everything else in between. Um, it's no surprise that many theories have been put forward in an attempt to crystallize the undefined nature and origins of lizardmen. Essentially, there are two leading theories. One's based on evolution, and the other on extraterrestrials. The the one based on evolution, which is the one that I mentioned earlier. The former is heavily premised on the continued biological evolution of prehistoric reptilians, even dinosaurs, and largely based along the same path as early primates. Of all the theories, the one put forward by Dale Russell, creator of the vertebrate fossils at the National Museum of Canada in Ottawa, sparked much controversy. In short, back in 1982, Russell presented a possible evolutionary path that might have taken the dinosaur Troodon had it not faced existence, and theorized that it could have evolved into a dinosaurid. Intelligent beings in a similar body plan to humans. Since then, Russell's theories have been met with many challenges from other paleontologists, primarily in the conception that his dinosaur was overly anthropomorphic. The second theory renders the lizard men as being from out of this world, with links to extraterrestrial beings coming to Earth for various purposes, from observing life forms on this planet to interbreeding. Um, yeah. Uh, it also goes more into it's brought up the interlude, which is for the Zulu spotting an intulo, especially in the home of an ill omened or of impending doom. In essence, it was the Tulo's swiftness that relegated it to a harbinger of doom. According to uh, Zulu folklore, Unkulakulu I'm not going to repeat that. Either a sky god or ancestral spirit, depending on which version you subscribe to, was in one of his generous moods and ordered Wabba, a chameleon-like creature with humanoid traits, to deliver the gift of immortality to mankind. However, unfortunately for mankind, Wabba took his own sweet time in fulfilling the task, slowly trembling his way across the great distances and even stopping every now and then to feast on delectable shrubs called Ubuk Bizarre. In the meantime, that uncool person had a change of heart and, for reasons unknown, decided to attract his gift of immortality. That makes me wonder if that meshes with some of the stories in the Bible. Like, we had original lifespans of about 900 years, and then it slowly got whittled down to about 100. Just, just a theory. Um, Unkulu ordered Intulu to deliver his new edict that death would befall mankind. Intulu took his master's instructions to heart and swiftly accomplished his mission. When Umwaba finally arrived, he was too late to deliver the gift of immortality to mankind. Thus, Intulu became associated with death and mortality, whilst the real culprit, Umwaba, got away relatively unscathed. Uh, okay, you've also got the Sharafe lizard man, generally accepted to be a large reptilian humanoid with hard skin resembling molten rock. The Mapache legends are conflicting as to the nature of Sharafe. Early legends describe it as a reptilian humanoid or similar creature, but later suggestions that it was a dragon-like monster. Other references describe the Sharafe as a giant snake that lives under the seafloor, generating seaquakes and tsunamis. Um, I'm not going to do that one just yet. The lizard demon of Wood County. There's a human reptile hybrid creature dubbed the Lizard Demon. Shot to mainstream fame when it was featured on an episode of Mountain Monsters. For the uninitiated, Mountain Monsters is popularly described as a show with professional hillbilly hunters that search for mysterious creatures that people have claimed to have seen in West Virginia. Now, why the hell isn't this show like being shown in Australia? God damn it, that would be good to watch. The hunters investigators with a camera crew in tow sought to suss out the lizard demon reportedly lurking in Ohio waters and West Virginia. Isn't West Virginia where the Mothman was for that bridge that collapsed? Um,
Yes, it
based
was.
on eyewitness,
Mhm.
glad I got that one right. Based on eyewitness accounts, the lizard demon is bipedal, water-based, has gills, three toes, and a triple eyelid. It is also said to be 7 feet tall, weighing in the 3 to 400 pounds, with a penchant for eating cows or similar livestock, and its rather creepy habit of chasing as well as scratching cars. The triple eyelid thing, that's a thing that like crocodiles and that have. Um, the show highlighted a few interesting testimonies, such as J Bob. Sorry, I got to resist the urge to do the hillbilly accent with this one. Who produced a trail camera photo depicting a side view of something scaly to back the story of seeing a 7 foot tall, fast moving creature with dark green coloration. Mark, a local farmer who was adamant about having seen a large scale humanoid, later finding a triangular print. The triangular print could be from anything, from a sign to who knows what. Um, Bob, the local auctioneer who claimed to have seen an upright green creature with lizard type head, was split for a second before it disappeared. He also reported seeing a dead cow in the river with a chunk taken out of it near where he spotted the creature. Like, seriously, a lot of things can take chunks out of dead cows that could have even blown up in the water, like from the gases inside blowing it out. There's normal, mundane things that it could be. Although beta traps were laid on the land and water, despite the discovery of a track almost a foot long in the land, the gruesome remnants of an animal ribcage in the water, and even footage of a chase which resulted in multiple gunshots, the hunters investigators did not catch anything. Rather than concluding the show empty-handed, they patted themselves on the back for scaring the demon away. Apparently, you can actually watch the video on the link. I will have to try and figure out how to get that to you. Um, there is apparently a New Jersey Gator Man. I wonder if that would hang around with the Pine Barrens Devil. Um, there's a little information about the elusive New Jersey Gator Man, save for the fact that this large humanoid alligator was spotted by several witnesses around the summer of 1973 around the New Jersey Newton Lafayette area. Despite the absence of any physical evidence, its existence was acknowledged publicly by a city official. The 1977 statement issued by the New York City conservation naturalist Alfred Holstruck about the state's southern tier being the apparent home of a scaled man-like creature, which appears at dusk from the red algae-infested waters to forage among the ferns and moss-covered uplands, remains the only official statement issued to acknowledge the existence of this cryptid. Okay, so the Loveland frogman of Ohio was that Officer Ray Shockey was the first report encounter with a 60-pound, 3 to 4 foot tall creature with a frog lizard face. Yeah, and the story has changed over the time. So who freaking knows with that one? Um, we have the Milton lizard. I don't even know where some of these places are. The lesser known cryptid was primarily sighted at Canip Creek near the town of Milton in Trimble County, Kentucky. In the summer of 1975, was there any big movies that came out featuring aliens back in 1975 or something similar? Because I know that had an effect on that Natasha Henstridge alien movie. That had an effect on cryptid sightings for a few years. Makes me wonder. Spotted by the town of Clarence Tuffy Cable, the co-manager of the Bluegrass Body Shop, a junk and wrecking yard located north of Milton. It's said to resemble a 15-foot monitor lizard with big eyes similar to a frog. Beneath its mouth was an off-white color, and there were black and white stripes across its body with the quarter-sized speckles over it. It also claimed that the creature hissed at him several times. Um, I know you guys don't have monitor lizards in America, but people have imported tegus and other various similar creatures could that have the same similar thing. Like our monitor lizards do look like what he just described. So it makes me wonder if that was a escaped pet. Because yeah, monitor lizards are freaking massive. There's even a report of a cryptid monitor lizard running around the outback of Australia. The second sighting was reported by Cable's brother Garrett, who also saw the creature whilst working in the junkyard. When he saw the lizard's head pop up from the debris, he fled to find his brother, but when both of them returned to the site, they failed to locate the creature. However, the very next day, the lizard, or one similar to it, appeared before Cable again, except this time it appeared to be larger, nearly 15 feet in length. Cable instinctively threw a rock at it before running to retrieve his rifle. Out of the corner of his eye, he saw the lizard hissing at him before escaping into some nearby bushes. Cable fired multiple rounds into the bushes, but it's uncertain if he managed to kill or wound the creature. A search party scoured the Bluegrass Body Shop junkyard, as well as the surrounding area for any sign of the lizard. They came up empty-handed. To this date, there's yet any physical evidence of the Milton lizard. So, what do you think of that one, Emmy?
I mean, I can believe the oversized, large animals being lizard people. I can understand the Ohio cryptid. It does make sense that, scuba gear and the goggles on top of your head, and it looks, you know, Um, I'm not sure I believe that our society is being infiltrated by lizard people. Um, I think if they do exist, they're from outer space and there's a few of them that we don't know. Make sense?
Looking into that one. Yeah, no, it definitely does. I'm just trying to find where that bloody article went that I had of oh, there it is. Okay, it was on this one, I think. Get rid of this ad. Uh, okay, that's that one. Yeah, with some of that, as I said, the that monitor lizard, I reckon it probably was just a monitor lizard, like just a pet somebody's grabbed it. Because remember, like if you think back with the way humanity's acted towards creatures, I mean, look how they freaked out about the platypus being found originally. Like that was originally encrypted until they actually caught one, and it's like, no, it's its own creature.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's where a lot of our cryptids originate is just maybe they're just unidentified or maybe they're um ancient animals that have somehow existed and they're a rarity, like pterodactyl sighting or a thunderbird sighting. Like
Hmm.
maybe they're, I don't know. But lizard people, I don't think they're in the Freemasons, because if they were, I'm sure we would have heard about it. Like
Yeah, but
more.
as someone pointed out with Freemasons Order of the Star, and all the ones that we know about, like that one where they worship that giant freaking owl where all the rich people go. you know, for the amount of, supposedly secret organizations out there, there's probably a whole heap out there we also don't know about either.
Well, that's true. I mean, but could you really keep it a secret for that long though, being lizard people? I mean, wouldn't somebody tell, like, I assume that you would have to have a different diet if you're if you're a lizard person, I'm sure you would have your own special diet. It's not like you're going to adopt, like, an American diet when you're a lizard person. I mean,
I don't know,
there's a
but
lot of here.
it also comes down to like whether they have like hypnotic abilities where they can, wipe your memory and all that kind of stuff too. You don't know. Could be a possibility, might not be, but I reckon they probably aren't lizard people. I reckon it's a lot of it comes down to um, human imagination being what it is, and then you've got the media that transforms a lot of it. Um, as I said, that Natasha Hendricks movie, um, that apparently led to sightings of surprisingly chupacabras, that
And
looked similar to, yeah. That one actually shocked me when they worked it out. It's like, yeah, because that movie come out, that's what people were thinking. And around, wasn't the early like late 60s, early 70s where all those big giant sci-fi movies were coming out? Where
uh,
they had like giant spiders and
yeah,
random creatures and all that kind of stuff. So it makes you wonder how much of this is also pop culture driven too,
well,
which
that is true, because when did uh when did the book It come out by Stephen King? Was it 70s, 80s?
I think that was late 70s. I think that came out before I was born.
Yeah, and in that he's a giant spider clown alien.
Yeah, I love. Like I still remember my mum watching that movie when the Tim Curry version movie came out. And for all those who haven't watched it, I'm going to put a spoiler warning in here. when little when the little Denver kid gets his arm ripped off, my mother screamed the freaking house down. Um, and she hasn't been able to watch it. Me, I watched it a few years later, and I just laughed my ass off through it because I'm like, kid, yeah, your brother made you the boat, but you're a freaking idiot for doing that.
You know,
Right?
I will say, I don't think I would have done that because I hate clowns. I wouldn't. I,
Okay.
I'd cry before I would even.
All right. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it once, and you can do with this knowledge what you will. And Khaleesi, if you're watching, yes, you may make fun of me of this. So I have a personal dislike of clowns for a reason. Back when I was 13, we had like this is the year after I went to live with my grandparents, and so we had the local circus come that used to come thing Ringling or whatever the frick they were called. Um, so anyway, we're there we're there at one of the last few shows, you know, just chilling and watching the show. Um, and what happens is I get called up because they brought the ponies out, and they're like, right, we're going to get you to sit on one of the ponies, ride around it, and then we're going to get you to stand up. And then, okay, so I started to stand up on the horse, you know, so I've got the wires on and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, there's no chance of falling. And I've managed to do a lap. And then as I've gotten around to where the clowns are, they've fucking backed me in front of half the fucking town. I'm so thank God I was wearing underwear that day. So, yeah. I remember getting a ton of show bags off them as, you know, as a good sport fucking prize, but oh my God, like I am now 45, and that memory is still crystal clear in my head now. God damn it. Just, yeah, just so stupid.
Well, we see.
Yeah, so yours is like the fear of the irrational, whereas mine's fucking real.
You know, I will.
uh,
That is true. Um, yeah, I don't think
sorry.
I'll. Yeah, clowns. No, I. Oh dear, is that fireworks? I'm getting distracted. Sorry, I hate fireworks. They scare the f out of me and my dog. So I think we heard fireworks, or it was something else. Now I'm a little. Okay, so PTSD. Anyways, lizard people is a good distraction. So
Yeah, I still got that lizard of escape or swamp to go yet, but I need a drink after that because I am so fucking beat red right now. It is not funny.
well, it's good that we're like faceless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Except when I go to my favorite coffee booth and then I'm like, they're like, what are you doing tonight? And I'm like, yeah, I'm getting on YouTube and I'm talking about Blake Lively and lizard people. And then I'm no longer anonymous. But that's only
Ah,
with my favorite coffee people. Well, not coffee because I don't buy coffee. I buy uh, chai tea. So, but anyway.
I like I like the white chocolate chai tea that Max Brenner's made, which sadly you can't buy anymore because Max Brenner's went freaking bankrupt.
Oh, that actually
So
sounds like a really good chai tea combo. I'm
mm,
gonna try
it,
that.
it is really good. I highly recommend it. I've had it a couple of times. I've even had the one where they've done the white tea with the pop rocks.
Pop rocks?
Yep,
No, no,
I'm Australian. I'm Australian. I got weird taste. Leave me alone.
I can't. It doesn't go together. Oh my god, like my OCD. It does not. You can't. No, no,
Hey,
no.
hey, as kids, we grow up eating freaking hundreds and thousands on, white bread as a party favorite, as a party snack. I mean,
What?
yeah,
That doesn't go together either.
it does if you're an Australian kid.
But I just
It's
oh I can't. It's oh my god, overload. Nope, I
it's
can't.
it's called
It's like
it's
I
called
have to have the food separators like at Thanksgiving, like, and I have to have like different plates and nothing can touch. And I have to like I am so traumatized. Like I have some really weird eating rituals, and the food I can't. Oh my god, I can't. It's like eating bacon first before your eggs. I just can't. I can't. The,
bacon can be eaten in any order. I mean, bacon's bacon.
no, no. I have a special order. Yeah, I do. It's last. It's last on my plate. It's like the best thing. It has to be last and savored.
Okay, I can understand it from that reason, but yeah, I mean, as I said, we grew up eating fairy bread, and we love fairy bread, and like for most Australians, we see food, we eat food. It doesn't matter for us. It's like food.
Oh, Khaleesi says you're definitely on the spectrum. Emmy. I just can't. And maybe it should have been introduced when I was a kid, but I just. Yeah, this is why I'm
Yeah,
forever. This is why I'll forever be single. Like this is my problem. Like if I go out and date, oh my god, like I can't imagine going a date and yeah, having someone see my like weird like food OCD habits. Yeah, no.
oh,
I'm
everyone's
so
different with the way they eat. It's fine.
well. Here's a story. My late husband brought me over chicken nuggets from McDonald's because he knew I love chicken nuggets, right? And
Mm.
he got all of the sauces because he didn't know what I like. So he got all of the sauces, right? And he opens all of them up. And me, as you know, I'm going to be already picky about it has to be the same thing. It can't be different because I'll freak out. It has to be the same thing. If it's new, then I'm a little hesitant, and someone has to try before me. Yeah, this is how
Yeah,
crazy.
no, that's understandable.
Okay, so chicken nugget sauce, chicken nuggets. It should be chicken nugget heaven, right? What does he do? He takes one chicken nugget and he dunks it one after all of the sauces, like all the way down the line. So into the ranch, the sweet and sour, the honey, the buffalo, the honey mustard,
No, just
the barbecue. Oh my
no.
oh my god. And I was like, this is what I did.
One. I'm
I
sorry, but the
squealed.
rule's simple. One nugget, one dip. That's it.
I squealed. I squealed. And he was like, "Are you having a heart attack?" And I was like, I can't breathe. And then he was like, "Oh my God, what can I do?" And so I'm having a full on panic attack. And then I'm looking at all these contaminated sauces and I'm freaking out because it's just overload. So then he has to get a spoon and then he proceeds to decontaminate the sauces, right? And make everything right, right? Like he's really trying to help me out, except he gets one spoon for all of the sauces, and then I'm like, no. So he has to run. He has to go and run and get other spoons. Again, this is how nutty I am. Gets a spoon for each sauce and clears it out, and then as I calmed down and catch my breath, he was like, maybe McDonald's was a bad idea. And I was like, why would you do that? Yeah, I'm surprised that he decided to fall in love and marry me. But he was crazy too. So, it's kind of like a trade off. But yeah, so I will be single forever. There's no hope for me. So yeah.
No, but that's hope. I mean, but the only problem with eating McDonald's nuggets, it's either got to be sweet chili or mustard sauce. That's it.
So I like my chicken nuggets with ranch, hot mustard, and then either sweet and sour or honey. Now, my child who is spectrum, he only likes ranch and hot mustard. No, ranch and sweet and sour. He won't do the hot mustard because it's too spicy and he doesn't like it. But yeah, I am like these yeah, my chicken nuggets stay the same. If I have to buy chicken nuggets from the store, I can buy different brands, but like what is it the best brand here? Comes in a red bag. Shoot. I forgot. And the yellow bag
Okay.
one, that's a good one too.
Do you eat them crumbed or I prefer mine to be the batter, the
Oh,
the
like
Japanese batter on them.
ooh. See, I
Tempura. There we go.
tempura. Oh, I love tempura. Yeah, if I can have my chicken nuggets tempura style, I would. But they don't have that here. They're
Man, I,
like popcorn
man,
chicken.
I, my local store sells popcorn chicken and it sells tempura freaking nuggets like left, right, and center.
Oh, well, you have a better
That's just
store than
not really. It's just a local Woolworths. It's shite. I think even Aldi sell the tempura freaking chicken nuggets.
Oh, really? Wow, I am so undomesticated. I should check that out.
Yeah, Khaleesi in the air fryer is definitely the best way. Um, by the way, Khaleesi, to answer some of your earlier questions, yeah, I was 13. Of course, I'm going to wear my underwear when I'm going out. I mean, I'm not at home and free balling like what, just wandering around the house, in whatever. But I'm not going out freaking in public without wearing, full clothing because, you know, people are assholes. And as for the crocodile can learn to walk thing, considering they're learning to turn over and wave their arms around as if they're people in distress in India or wherever the hell they're doing it, it wouldn't surprise me that soon they'll learn to walk.
Or they learn to walk prior and they're getting their instincts back.
Maybe. And Khaleesi, every time we free ball, we have to sing the song, the Tom Petty song.
What is the Tom Pet? Do I even want to know this? I'm a prude. What is the
Uh,
Tom
we
Petty song?
we s- we screw with the lyrics of free falling and change it to free balling.
Oh.
Like we do that with like we do that to all our songs, like because we're Australian. I mean, there was a song that crashed out of the charts and only came back because of the call and response was the line in the song was, "Am I ever going to see your face again?" That's where it stopped until the Australians turned around and started responding, "No way, get fuck off." Yeah, and then it went back up the charts again. So I mean, it's
Oh,
Australian freaking yeah.
wow. What was that all of your stories for the lizard people? So what is
No,
your oh,
I've
sorry.
stuck at that I forget, I can never say it right. God dang it. Um, the lizard man of the Scape or Swamp, also known as the Lizard Man of Lee County in South Carolina. This is actually just taken from Wikipedia because yeah, I can. Um, and because Wikipedia had the better version of it, I could have gone to the cryptozoology one that I used before, but I I like this one. Um, So, the lizard man of Lee County is an entity that is said to inhabit the swamplands of the region. First mentioned in the late 1980s, and its purported sightings and damage attributed to the creature yielded significant amounts of newspaper, radio, and television publicity. Um, yeah, it's also known as the Bishopville Monster. So, first attested in 1988. So, Professor of Religious Studies Joseph P. Laycock described the media frenzy and subsequent cult appreciation for this and other similar claims as following a predictable chain of events. A strange sighting, media attention, more sightings, followed by visits from curious tourists and monster hunters. Um, Researcher Ben Radford states that this is a compelling story, but several important aspects wither under skeptical scrutiny, which is the same with the Mothman sightings. And there's one other creature that's similar to that that had the same sort of thing happen. Um, on July 14, in 1988, the Lee County Sheriff's Office investigated a report of car damage overnight while parked at a home near the area of Browntown outside Bishopville, South Carolina, on the edges of Scape or Swamp. The car reportedly had teeth marks and scratches with hair and muddy footprints left behind. Sheriff Liston Truesdale noted this was the start of various claims that eventually coalesced into the story about a lizard man in the swamp. Prompted by the news of vehicle damage, the 17-year-old local Christopher Davis reported to the sheriff that his car was damaged by a creature, as he described as green wet light, around 7 feet tall, 2.1 meters tall, and had 3 fingers, red eyes, skin like a lizard, and snake-like scales. 2 weeks prior, according to Davis, he was driving home from working night shift at a fast food restaurant when his car got a flat tire. After fixing it, he saw the creature walking towards him. Davis got in his car and began to drive, but the creature was soon on top of the car. He applied his brakes, causing the creature to roll off the car, giving Davis enough time to escape. Coverage of the newspaper and media resulted in increased attention for his claims. Locals began selling Lizard Man t-shirts, and the local Chamber of Commerce encouraged media attention as good for the community. As the newspaper and media publicity prompted further reports of sightings, and the area soon became a tourist attraction for visitors and hunters. And local radio station WCOS offered a $1 million reward to anyone who could capture the creature alive. On August 5th, Kenneth Orr, an airman stationed at Shaw Air Force Base, filed a police report alleging that he'd encountered the lizard man on Highway 15 and that he had shot and wounded it. He presented several scales and a small quantity of blood as evidence. Orr recounted this account 2 days later when arraigned for unlawfully carrying a pistol and the misdemeanor offence for filing a false police report. According to Orr, he had hoaxed a sighting in order to keep the stories about the lizard man in circulation. Reports of the creature gradually declined at the end of the summer, and local law enforcement officers speculated that the sightings were likely to have been a bear. Um, I'm not even sure if that's Bear County or not, so I wouldn't know. In 2008, CNN mentioned the lizard man story in a uh, in a story about a couple in Bishopville who reported damage to their vehicle, including blood traces. The blood traces were subsequently found to be from a domestic dog, although the local sheriff suggested it might have been a coyote or a wolf. Uh, could have even been an interbred species too. You don't know. Because isn't the coyote wolf now becoming a big problem in America?
Yeah,
Um,
it is.
that scares the crap out of me. That people who sit there and deny evolution are watching it in front of their freaking eyes, and they still don't believe in it. I mean, okay, dogs are going to interbreed with other dogs if they can get away with it, but the fact that normal normal pet dogs are breeding with wolves and coyotes, and then the wolves and coyotes are interbreeding, that is freaking scary evolution happening right in front of us.
Doesn't that isn't that happening with the big cats too though?
No, not really. The big cats don't, whilst they can interbreed, it's only in captivity will they interbreed. That's where you get the ligers and the I forget what the reverse form of the liger is.
Oh,
Um,
wait.
but have you seen the size of a liger compared to a normal tiger and lion?
No, I haven't.
It's like it's like um, it's almost double the size of a freaking what a normal tiger is. It's massive.
Oh, well, no, I don't want massive animals.
Yeah. Um, so in 2015, a local television station, WCIB, featured photographs and videos claimed to be of the lizard man, taken allegedly taken by Jim Wilson and other unidentified individuals. In August 2017, the South Carolina Emergency Management Division sent a humorous tweet regarding possible paranormal activity during the solar eclipse that passed over the area, hinting that people of Lee and Sumter, Sumter counties has had paranormal stories too, if I remember correctly. County should remain vigilant for sightings of the lizard men. Um, so there is some criticism here. It says skeptical investigator Ben Radford states that the detail of Chris Davis' story does not hold up under scrutiny. Sheriff Truesdale stated that Davis' story never wavered, but Radford writes that isn't true. Over the weeks and months and repeated tellings, the details changed many times, from having scales to creatures packed with mud. And how far away Davis was from the creature when he first saw it, whether or not it attacked the car. Radford questioned how Davis was able to see the details of the lizard man creature at 2 a.m. when there was no lighting nearby in a heavily wooded area when the moon was not bright. If this was an aggressive creature, why were there no other credible sightings? According to Radford, the timing of David's story didn't make sense, and if David saw the creature in the shadows while closing the trunk of his car, Davis had still yet to go back in the car and take off. Yet Davis claims the creature was so fast that it caught up to the car while it was doing 40 miles per hour. Reports vary that the source that Davis told police about the attack 2 or more weeks later. After investigating, Radford states that the polygraph test administered to Davis may have been a publicity stunt by the Southern Marketing Inc., a company arranging personal appearances for Davis. Another curious issue was that there was no photographs of the damage to Davis's car, which provides some evidence that something happened. Newspaper accounts give various descriptions of the damage to the car, and in one local newspaper, Davis is quoted saying he escaped with no more than a scratch on his fender. Radford states that Davis' report is quite literally incredible, um, riddled with both implausibilities and impossibilities. It may have been sincere or it may have been a hoax, but in either event, no hard evidence of the creature has been found. Um, Investigator Alicia Lutz has suggested that Davis saw what Davis saw that night was local butterbean farmer Lucius Elmore, who had been guarding his shed that night after a recent thirst. Elmore claimed he heard a tire blow out and, thinking it was thieves, walked out the road to confront them. Elmore said that when Davis saw him, he screamed and took off. I mean,
Uh,
a paranormal cryptid investigator with the last name Lutz.
but
Is
I
that
mean,
just
it makes sense. That story that makes sense. It was a mistake
mm,
because
yeah, but hold on. Think about the investigator's name. Her last name is Lutz. You know
like
what
Amity, that one.
The Amity horror. Yes. I mean, is that just irony, or is that just her last name led her down that path because of the horror?
Bad luck.
I, I would be very interested in knowing the answer to that one.
Mm, coincidence?
Hmm. Yeah. So,
What was the year?
uh, I think it was 19. Did you say 1980? No, it's 1988.
Maybe a cousin distant cousin. Wait,
Who,
isn't like
who,
98 the year that Ryan Reynolds played in Amity Horror?
wait, Ryan was in Amity Horror? No idea.
Yeah, he was. He was in Amity Horror, and he slapped the kid in real life. And it wasn't scripted. So he slapped the kid without being scripted.
How the hell does he keep getting away with that sort of shit? That's just disgusting.
Yeah, apparently he bragged about making the script writer cry.
That's just, you know, as I said, it'd be interesting to see um if his career goes down with Blake's, and it'll be interesting to see if they do get blackballed, if they're going to be the only. I'd be wondering if, like, because I know people have been blackballed in Hollywood since its inception, if they're the only couple to be blackballed, or if there's other instances where they're blackballed one because of the actions of another.
Well, what about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith?
Unfortunately, I don't think Jada Pinkett Smith has been blackballed because she had. Okay, yeah, dating her son's friend. Okay, well, that can be frowned upon. It's not exactly illegal because the kid was the boy was overage. Um, and they've claimed it, open marriage and all that kind of crap. And I think Will being the biggest cuck on the planet that he is, yeah,
Mm, I think that's the only celebrity couple that I can think of. Because everybody else usually just breaks up
yeah.
after
But the problem,
scandal.
um, what's the name? The lady that always talks about Cat Williams and that, and was going on about Diddy and everything. She said a few things about Jada Pinkett Smith has obviously got something on Will, and I think it's to do with Diddy and some of those freak off parties and stuff.
Oh, I think all
Yeah,
of that.
Jag, you're right. That's it. That's the name, Casey. Thank you.
Was it Jaguar?
Jaguar right.
I never heard of that person.
If you want you look at her and everything she's saying, it's very, very interesting. Like the stuff about Wendy Williams and her conservatorship and all this other stuff. It's the same stuff as like what Mel Gibson, what even Roseanne Barr was saying, and it's scary now that it's all coming out thanks to the Epstein files. It just makes me wonder what else is sitting there going. Can we follow the links to figure out what else is happening?
That's a very scary thought in this political time. just, just,
Mm.
yeah. No, I personally am afraid of this political, societal time. I'm not sure what the heck is going on, but it seems like there's some deep underground, ugly belly of society that has more power than I thought anybody had.
It's definitely all interconnected. But I would love to go into. I want to know what Mel Gibson and the crew of that crew when he made that Jesus movie, what they all experienced. Because
Rumor
apparently,
has it they experienced a maniac, and that's a rumor. Rumor allegedly.
no, well, the fact that they're now making a second movie, thingo, but apparently everyone who was involved in that movie turned Christian. Something happened, and they all converted, and their belief is that strong because something happened on the set that was beyond normal.
Oh, I heard the opposite. I heard that he wasn't that pleasant. Well, we gotta do a deep dive into that too.
Mel. I think because he's still got a lot of Australian in him. He is not afraid to call a spade, and he is interested in the paranormal and everything else, and history and everything.
Oh, interesting.
He's been on Joe Rogan a few times too.
Oh, I don't listen to Joe Rogan. Maybe I
Joe
should.
Joe Rogan's good because he has like I don't particularly agree with everything Graham Hancock says, but there is some nuggets of truth that he comes out with. But I listen to people like Randall Carlson and yeah, just a few people like him that do a lot of stuff. But there is a lot of stuff out there that make you wonder who came before or what came before to create the things that have been left behind that we can't recreate.
Mm, true. That's also
Like
a scary thought. I just don't want to know anymore. There's just the world is a scary place. Whether it's paranormal or reality, I'm not sure what is scarier.
the world is what it is. Nothing will change that. I think we are overdue for a great reset. I really do believe that
Well,
time is
maybe
coming.
this is it.
Apparently, they're saying there's movement under Yellowstone right now. Um, they're not sure what's going on with Yellowstone. Whether the lava's starting to build again. Because if that goes up, there goes half of America.
Yep. Maybe bye bye. We no more Emmy.
Depending on how close you live to it, really. Unless it goes up like Krakatoa or Tambora or the other one that went off, um, the one that created a year of no summer.
Oh. Well, isn't there some crazy theory where the entire ring of fire goes up?
Um, Never happened. I Not unless something hits the earth and changes the earth to such a degree that um it happens. It won't happen like that because you got to think the Ring of Fire has a lot of places where it's constantly spewing out um like whatever it spews out. The pressure is not really building.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
That's why they're worried about the caldera under Yellowstone. The fact that it's starting to grow again. Like I'd be a bit worried about that. But I I I do have a question. If they know the caldera underneath the main volcano is starting to grow again, couldn't you put like a mine thing to this like around the sides of the caldera because it's like a great big underground like cave type thing where it's all pouring into and boiling up and all that. Couldn't you theoretically like mine down into that and give it more escape holes so that way it can't blow its top?
Well, isn't that what the natural vents are for?
Yeah, but
Around the field. Like I I've been to a place um in California where it's like a literal volcano. Um or volcano, yeah, one volcano, and then there's like another volcano I think below it, but it's sitting on like some sort of like volcanic vent, and it's in a lake, and there's places in the lake that you can't go to because it's like sulfur. Um and it's not going to blow, but the vents can like blow and release. Yeah,
yeah,
which I think is a good idea, but like Yeah, that's what I think the natural vents are for.
Yeah, but I'm saying we could also make man-made vents too to try and potentially help. Um,
I would think that'd have to be a really big opening.
well, I don't know. It's an idea, and like if they know a disaster's coming, and we technically have the ability to do this now because of like that super borehole in Russia in the permafrost, where they went down to the point where the rocks are basically plastic. Couldn't they do that like in a volcano caldera and go, okay, all the lava can come out here. That's fine. There's going to be like minimal thing, whatever. That could release some of the pressure. Therefore, whatever. So, and that way you're not looking at the potential ruination of the USA.
I mean, that's a theory. You know what? I will see. Oh, who is that? There's a geophysicist on YouTube. Um,
Are you talking about Neil deGrasse Tyson?
no. Stefan Burns.
Hmm.
He's like a geophysicist and he's been following like the volcanoes and stuff. I'll look him up and maybe I'll pose that to him and be like, is that possible? Maybe he'll answer my email. I don't know.
I
Um,
mean, it can't be any worse. And we try and do a stupid thing of what was it, Bruce Willis movie, where they sent all the
oh,
freaking people to space to,
Armageddon.
yeah. I mean, yeah,
I like that movie.
but it's so stupid.
Yeah, yeah, but um, what is that other movie where they tried to blow it up and they couldn't? Oh, it was like a dramedy. They were gonna blow up the comet for its like minerals or something, and none of the.
That's real life too. They're talking about doing that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's.
they reckon doing that or going to the moon and mining the moon.
I don't think we should mine the moon. Haven't we heard what happened to that like astronaut? Didn't one of the astronauts say that there was like a whole town on the other side of the moon that we didn't know about?
And the
You
fact
got
that the
that?
moon is the fact that the like here's the thing, like the fact that the moon in itself, the whole concept of the moon is bizarre. Yes, other planets have moons, but all the other moons rotate. They all they all have their thing, but they all spin. Ours is the only one in a perfect geosyncratic um, orbit around our planet, and it's just far enough away to help life form because of the tides and stuff like that. There is something bizarre with our moon. And the fact that it's like far enough away from our planet, but also far enough away from the sun, and like it's also the correct um, thing with the sun that it can create the eclipses and things too.
Mm.
And like,
So,
why
do
does it?
you think there's aliens on the moon?
I don't know, but the fact that the moon rings like a bell every time it is struck indicates that something is under the rock. Because
What do you mean rings like a bell?
NASA did a test. They sent a couple of bombs to the moon and bombed it deliberately, and they listened, and it rang like a bell.
That's creepy.
Mm.
I'm not okay with that concept.
And it's kind of weird that the shockwaves travel right. Like I know the shockwaves like do the same thing here, but it's kind of muted as it go. Like the shockwave will disappear as it goes through the core of the planet, but on the moon, because it doesn't really have a proper core, it just goes straight through the planet. It's kind of weird.
I'm gonna have to look that up. That's
That's why you get the hollow. That's why you get the hollow moon theory, and aliens are inside using it as a base to spy on us to the point where we become a space a space race,
So is
as
that
it
why
were.
the Space Force?
Well, the fact that they've already admitted to the fact that there is a space force, they kind of slipped up with that one. Um, Back when Trump had just gotten back into power, they were talking about fixing up a space force, and there are stories on the conspiracy sites that we do have access to a lot of the other planets, but we're like via like Stargate style thing, or like via ships that can do that, but they're not talking about it as much.
Hmm. Yeah, again, I'm just gonna put my head in the sand and just, yeah, all that is just too much. I like my ghosties. I like my giant squids. I like my frogman. I'm not sure about the moon.
I
I,
like all of
I
it. It's because it all interacts with each other. If you really want to get down to the bare basics of it, it's all part of the one great big suit type thing.
the cryptids, the ghosties, the witches, and the moon.
Yeah, it all like all the so-called conspiracy theories all fall into that one great big boiling pot, and yeah, it's all just different parts of it.
I don't like that part.
And I would like us to be able to go back to the moon. I still find it weird that um, one of the first astronauts to go to the moon did say we were told not to go back, and that's the reason why we haven't. And apparently, it's now considered lost technology to go back through the Van Allen radiation belt. It's not viable to send humans through it.
Interesting. Hmm. Well,
Hmm.
space, or the oceans, or our last frontier.
I reckon the oceans will still be the last frontier, even after we've gone to like done more in space.
You think?
Like, yeah, like here's the thing that I want to know. Like with the way we've sent like Voyager out of the galaxy now, why haven't we had the technology to redo that with today's technology and better understanding of like how to make solar panels and all that kind of stuff? Why haven't we started to send things back through to the planets and all that kind of stuff? Um, because like, have you actually listened to the sound of space and how the planets make noise?
No, but I want to. There isn't there like a special website that you can do that?
No, there's you can the sounds are on YouTube. You can actually Google them on YouTube and listen to the sounds of them. And like they even say when they go into doing spacewalks and that up on the ISS, it smells like burnt metal because of the sun.
Oh,
Mm.
that's cool.
Yeah, you wouldn't think outer space would have a smell, but apparently it does.
Yeah, I'm afraid of outer space. I think it's incredible that we're up there, and yeah, I just don't know what to, yeah. And maybe you are right. Maybe the oceans are going to be the last thing that we explore, because it looks like we put all of our resources into space, and we haven't even discovered what 90% of our oceans. I mean, I'm sure there's fish and mammals and bacterium and viruses that we haven't even discovered yet.
Well, they are still finding the ones in the vents at the moment. But think about it. We still have the technology to go right to the bottom floor of the Mariana Trench, and yet it hasn't been attempted in like 40 something years.
Why is that? Because
I don't know. It's kind of weird. They'll only go down to a certain depth. I think James Cameron went down to the Challenger depth level when he was doing some stuff for Titanic.
mhm,
Um, yeah, we've never really gone back down into the Mariana Trench. I do know that they found a beer bottle down the bottom of the Mariana Trench, which is mind blowing.
that's mucked up. That's
Yeah, it is, but it's like a testament to the beer company for making a bottle that can survive at that depth. Um,
true.
but yeah, I just want to know how the hell it got down there without exploding.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they said that anything at a certain depth, like so they used that bell to get down there last time. If it's not built of super thick steel, then the pressure of the ocean will just crumple you as easy as you crumple a freaking piece of paper onto a ball.
Yeah, I think it has to be pressurized too. Like the what happened to the what was it? The what was that?
What the ocean? What?
The implosion of they were going to go visit some wreckage or
Ah,
something
the
exploded.
Titan submersible. Yeah, the Titan submersible. And
Mhm.
Khaleesi, you are correct. Humans pollute everything. Apparently, uh, Mount Everest is so highly polluted now. It is beyond a joke. It's not worth going up there because of the amount of bodies, just stuff just left behind by previous people going up there.
That's crappy.
I
That's
agree I agree that every one of those big companies that send people up there should be responsible for bringing back bags of rubbish.
yeah. Wow. We it's just like we're just trashing our whole world.
Yeah,
Well,
and the weird thing is the people that came before us, you don't see any of their trash laying around. Hell, you barely see anything of theirs laying around.
yeah, that's gonna be our story. We're gonna be extinct, and the next civilization is gonna be like, oh, what is this Pepsi bottle doing here, or this beer can?
Mm. I don't think much of it'll survive once all the once the human race is wiped out. They said all the nuclear reactors will all go up fairly quickly.
That's a pleasant thought.
Hey, we can't just kill ourselves. We gotta kill everyone else too. Yay!
You know, just don't tell me. Just yeah. But anyways, it's midnight here and I gotta get to bed. But I was gonna ask you, what did you want to talk about tomorrow?
I'm easy. You can send a message out on whatever. Clancy, if you can come up with a topic or whatever, go for it. I'm easy.
Yeah, Khaleesi, what's our topic for tomorrow?
She's probably going to bed too.
She's probably already there racing me. Or she's thinking. She doesn't know. Uh see. Oh, you're okay. We could just do general Reddit crazy stories. Crazy
Yeah,
Reddit paranormal stories.
yeah, or just stories about off Reddit in general. Like I love reading the Haribo story off Reddit. That one still cracks me up.
Wendigo. Ooh, what's that? I haven't even heard of that.
The Wendigo. Really, it's a Canadian and North American cryptid. Ba-
I've
basically, basically, it's a it starts as life off as human, but because um, the people that usually go out and mine in the mountains and all that kind of stuff, when they are starving and then they turn around and start to consume human flesh, they turn into the Wendigo.
Oh yeah, we need to look into stories like that. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, I know most of my Wendigo lore from Supernatural. Yay!
Oh, from the television show?
Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't seen
season one, season one, episode two, I believe, was the Wendigo episode. S- Ooh, we could do Skinwalker Ranch. That's interesting. There's tons of tales from there,
hmm
like
Yeah, we
UFOs
could.
and. Mm.
I've heard about skin walkers for like ever. Did did Stephen King do something on skinwalkers?
I think so. He's done a lot. He's done a lot of different paranormal stuff though.
Yeah. No, yeah, let's do skinwalkers tomorrow.
You can also do things like the Bennington Triangle, the missing
Ooh.
411 people. That's always interesting. The stories of people that have gone missing in while they're hiking and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. No, that story about the Appalachia where the guy was like, yeah, so, I worked further from the crazy people. And I'm like, oh my God, just get to your car. Like, I've heard of rumors of like secret people living in the forest.
uh,
And it's like
I,
a thing.
I I've actually got a playlist of stories from the Appalachian Mountains, like several different creators that have done stories, and some of them are just downright freaking freaky.
No, this is why. Look, so the young one, the middle one, wants to sell the house for $5,000 so that we can buy a big giant RV and go and live in the forest, right? And I'm like, no, no, because with our luck, we're gonna go in the forest and we're gonna get eaten by trolls or something. That'll
Mm,
be our luck.
be more likely a bear, but anyway.
That too. Which
Ooh,
forest?
we have another Khaleesi. Woohoo.
Pick
The
one.
Appalachian ones. The Appalachian
Not the
ones,
forest
direwolves.
trolls. No, with our luck, that would be it. Because something always happens when we go to the forest.
Huh.
Oh, she went to switch her account? Oh, I didn't know you had two accounts. That's cool. But I guess I could go to like I don't know. I heard like oh the forest in the Washington Olympia peninsula. They have like rainforest and like a cool waterfall. That would be a cool forest. I'd probably go there. Definitely would go to the giant redwoods in California.
To the
And
Sequoia. Yep.
I would probably I would have to stay away from the East Coast. So I think the furthest I would go is Colorado and hope that the forest trolls over there don't eat us. But I don't think I could make it to Appalachia.
I want to go up to like places like in Colorado, like the Castle City and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
Just 'cause-
Colorado would
just
be.
'cause- just because it's so um old.
Oh, yeah. No, I think Colorado would be really cool to go camping. I don't know if I could camp in the desert. That would suck. That would remind me of the military. Don't think I could go camping in the snow. That would suck because it'd be reminding me of the military. Um, I don't think I could go camping in the outback because I've done that, and we were there and we got soaked and drenched because I guess you guys were in a drought, and then we came and we broke your drought and we got dumped on horrendously. Um, your outback scares me too.
Yeah, did you know? Well, you've heard of the Road of Tears, right?
Yeah.
Australia's got its own version of that, which runs through Alice Springs and whatnot. So one of the roads that goes through the continent of like the interior of Australia. There's been a ton of murders there, and people just disappear. Um, it's just like apparently we've also got an active serial killer around Byron Bay that's killing tourists, which is bizarre.
Oh, we have a suspected, rumored serial killer in Texas that is supposedly allegedly dumping bodies in the river. Oh, we should compare weird. Yeah, we should compare stories too sometime. So
Hmm.
tomorrow we'll do some skinwalkers, some I'm gonna say Winnebago, but it's not Winnebago, it's Windingo. Um
Wendigo,
Win
Wendigo.
Windingo. I can't talk, you know
It's not
that.
dingo. It's Wendigo.
Wendigo.
Yeah.
Wendigo. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a stickler for that.
I know. And yes, correct me because my mouth and my brain don't work.
Yeah,
I'm
a dingo
broken.
is a dingo is a completely different animal. Um,
Oh, is it? Is it?
yeah, a dingo just recently added tourist here on Stradbroke Island.
Oh
Or
my
was it?
god.
Well, it's their own fucking fault for going out where the dingoes are and staying there and putting yourself at harm. They're freaking wild dogs.
Oh, that's true.
That's why I'm pissed off. People are now going, "Oh, you need to kill them, or you need to kill." No, they were here first. They're doing what they're doing. We intrude into their territory. If you get killed because you're stupid enough to go and do something that'll get yourself killed, then go f yourself.
True.
I'm sorry. That's the same with like sharks and any other like wild animal that takes a human life. It's like, well, you were in their area, probably doing something stupid, and you probably asked for it. So you know,
Very true. Very true. Okay, so I will send you a link tomorrow, Khaleesi. Stay tuned for the Skinwalkers. It'll be a good
mm,
one. And I'll see you
uh,
guys tomorrow. Thanks. I just want to say, thanks everybody for coming on. Gal, thank you
yeah.
for emailing me. I missed you guys and I missed the paranormal talk, and I have a feeling that I'm gonna be getting a lot more ghosty stories in the line of work that I'm in now. Um, I will tell you that I did have a patient who was at the end of their life, and I believe that they were talking to either someone in the room that we could not see or their higher power. And it's really, I don't even know how to describe the feeling, but it's kind of a blessing to see a glimpse of the other side.
And the weird thing is, if you do get to glimpse that, because it's usually fairly rare, you can sense the power in the room. It's something that's actually happening. It's not happening to us, but there's something there that's happening.
Oh,
And yeah, it's like a transfer of power type thing. It's kind of.
the person, whoever they're talking to, is giving them the power to basically stop breathing and go, come with me. That's the only way I can describe it. It's
That's a good description because you don't go alone. I mean, I'm convinced that no one goes alone and that they're I swear to God, I can't say that I've seen it with my own eyes because I haven't physically seen it, but I've heard it. Like I've heard shoes in other rooms and there's nobody in there and then the person passes. Or I've had a patient be like, "Hey, you remember when you told me that sometimes they'll start seeing people?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah." She's like, "There's a party in my mom's room." And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, there's music and talking. And then I open the door and there's nobody in there. You close the door and it's a party." And I'm like, I've, at the time, I'm like, "Oh, I'm so glad your mom can relive. I'm so glad I made like, I don't know, I turned it into a positive and I didn't want to seem shocked because I was literally like, that is one story I've never heard of where another family member said that there was multiple people, that there was music, and that when they opened the door, there was nobody in there except their mom. And then when they
that
closed the door,
that's
it was like the same thing. And I was like, oh my God. And the patient's story was she lived her life as a socialite. She lived her life at parties. She was always at gatherings and she was always talking to someone. And her daughter was like, that was like the best time of her life. And that is how she's ending her life. And I'm like, I have no words.
like they do say when you die, your brain basically download like your brain stays active for like 10 to 20 seconds, whatever it is, or if not longer. I can't remember the exact time frame, but your brain stays alive and basically downloads and basically redigitizes everything in your life. So I assume it's like a place where the way I see it is kind of like that story with Anubis, where you're taken to the duat to relive your life, and based on how you lived your life. Because I know several different religions do have very similar stories with that. That you go to meet whoever first, you get judged, then go to heaven, hell, or wherever you get sent. Reborn, whatever. It could be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird that there was a bit of static when she was talking about that and that only. That was bizarre. Um, but but you are correct. I've never heard of anyone else like a family member basically hearing, like, yeah, they've heard one side of the conversation, like the person that's dying have the conversation, but never heard that other side of it. That is,
Mm-hmm.
unless they've got like some sort of psychic link or remnant or something. That was really weird.
Yeah, I don't know what it was because I don't nor I say like when I visit a patient and a patient's family because I have to take care of both of them, right? I have to take care of the family member because the family member is the one that's taking care of the patient. And I have to make sure that the family member is confident and comfortable and so I'm like sometimes a sign at the end of life is that they might see somebody that has passed on, like a family member, a pet. They might have favorite memories or reminiscing of things or favorite places that they're going. And then I hear this story and I was like, I don't know how to educate on that because I was like, oh, and I had to like pull back, but it was a story that I had to share with um the entire hospice staff when we do our because we have to do
And
meetings. like every
Yeah.
2 weeks, and to make sure we're in compliance and everything, and give report to the doctor. And yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure she's actively dying, and there's a lot of activity. Chaplain needs to go out, like, just to check in. Social worker probably should check in as well. This is what's going on, and like no one has heard of that. And so it was, yeah, I think that was like a once in a lifetime paranormal experience that, yeah, probably I'll probably never hear that again.
Yeah.
But
I
anyways, I'm gonna hit the bed. Khaleesi, thank you for joining us. I'm sure you're tired. Gals, have the rest of a good day. Did you win your gaming match by chance?
No, he didn't. He didn't end up calling me back, so I didn't end up gaming. But that's okay.
Oh,
I just spent most of the day resting anyway because of I've got an issue with my ear at the moment.
oh. Well, I hope you feel better.
Yeah, it's improving slowly, but it's just being annoying with the sound dropping in and out.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Rest, get better, and then I'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
All right.
Definitely.
Bye,
All
everybody.
right. Bye.